Hello Super Citizens, I'm HOTP Mania, and this is HELLDIVE News. Tonight, hope for the anti-tank mines and a new Terminid super colony on Meridia. All coming up after these messages.
The automatons, heartless killing machines. It is an undeniable fact that they do not have hearts.
And heart is what Super Earth is all about. Prove your humanity. Show you care. Enlist in the Super Earth Armed Forces and destroy the automaton threat.
Starting with galaxy liberation percentages. For the automatons, the Vlada sector still at 0%. The Lacal sector at 20.1%, a decrease in liberation from last week. With Shuha at 0%, the same as last week. Short Bay at 0%, decreased from last week. Penta at 0%, decreased from last week. And Lassath at 80.6%, decreased from last week. The Andromeda sector at 0.07%. With Martar Bay at 0% liberation, the same as last week. Martal at 0%, the same as last week. Marfark at 0.02%, the same as last week. Charon Prime at 0%, the same as last week. And Charball 7 at 0.03%, an increase from last week. The Hydra sector at 68.3%, an increase from last week. With Menkent at 4.9%, an increase from last week. Vernon Wells and Aesir Path are both at 100%, the same as last week's liberation percentages. The Wymere sector at 62%, a decrease from last week. With Mesa at 0.04%, the same as last week. Wasat under attack, and all other planets in this sector at 100%. The Trigon sector at 80%, the same as last week, with Coapessa 4 at 0.04%, the same as last week. All other planets in the sector are all at 100%, the same as last week. After the break, liberation percentages of the Terminids, a new super colony, and hope for the anti-tank mines.
The automatons should have been content with what they had. Instead, they tried to take for themselves what the citizens of Super Earth had proudly built. Now they're going to find out just how hard every man, woman, and child over 7 will work to stop them. Do your part. Get to work.
Recently, a new major order was issued to Helldivers in the automaton sectors. If 2 billion automatons are killed before the major order expires, then they can be melted down to create anti-tank mines for Helldivers to use in the field. These mines are presumed to have large explosion radiuses and presumably act as the same as the anti-personnel mines, but with a lot more power. This could be very useful for Helldivers fighting against automatons. Now for the liberation percentages of the Terminid systems. The Lestrade sectors and Sten sectors are both at 0%, no change from last week. The Mirren sector at 0.01%, the same as last week, with Helmire at 0.06%, the same as last week. All other planets in this sector are at 0%. The Draco sector at 0%, no change from last week. The Umlaut sector at 62.5%, decreased from last week, with Meridia at 0%. However, it is a super colony, which means Helldivers are no longer able to access it, as it is overrun with the Terminid swarm. The Meridia super colony is so powerful that it is spreading spores to other planets, infecting other planets with the Terminid swarm. Super Earth scientists are working on a replacement for the Termicide to get this planet back under Super Earth control. The Jin Z sector at 58.4%. A new sector that has recently become under attack, with Pandion 14 at 0.07% and Fact Bay at 0.07%. All other planets in this sector are at 100%. HELLDIVE news broadcasts are short, and they do contain relatively the same information each time. However, you can change that. you can make these broadcasts more interesting. Submit your news reports down in the comments below, and who knows, you might be featured on our next broadcast. But that concludes this week's broadcast of HELLDIVE News. I have been Hodge P Mania. And sure to tune in next time, every weekend on a Monday. And remember, to stay safe, stay free, and I'll see you next time.